Hello, everybody. It's me, Lorna, from the podcast. And it's only me because we're making some changes around here. Ian is still got hopes and dreams of making a career out of comedy. And in order for him to balance his full-time job and the chaos of stand-up comedy and all of the things, he doesn't quite have time for this cute little project. And as we discussed last week, I'm the captain and he's the co-pilot, so he's allowed to fuck off and hang out with the stewardesses if he wants to. And so I'm here, I'm going to captain the ship, and I haven't really decided what I'm going to do about it just yet. Either I will get another co-host, or I do it on my own, or possibly make a whole new, different kind of podcast. I kind of like this one. I think it makes me feel happy, and I think it's like right up my alley, just being able to talk into the infinite depths of a book that gets me excited. But I do like the idea of having someone else to bounce my ideas off of, because I can get a bit fucking rambly. Case in point, this moment right now. But anyway, so what's going to happen in this podcast today is while we're trying to work out what we're going to do about the podcast, I was talking to Patty, my partner, about this, and he was like, well, why don't you phone a friend? And I was like, you know what? That's actually a fucking great idea. This book is called The Mastery of Love. It's by the same author, Don Miguel Ruiz, who wrote The Four Agreements. So it's kind of just an extension off of The Four Agreements. And he's talking a lot about love and the relationship with yourself and with other people. So I'm going to call several people in my life that I love and, figure out what they think love is. And that could be fun, right? So I'll talk about the book a little bit. Then I'm going to have a couple phone conversations with people. I've warned a few of them that this is happening. So some of them knew it was coming. Some of them did not. You'll be able to tell the difference. As always, thank you for listening and hope you enjoy the episode. Okay, so in this book, at the very beginning, they're kind of talking about what they call the wounded mind. The idea is that if we're afraid that we're not going to get the reward of being a good boy or a good girl, that is what gives us the fear of not being good enough and the fear of not being loved or accepted by our family or by our parents. That comes from domestication. That is the normal process of how you exist in the world, is that your parents are trying to shape you into something that's acceptable for them to basically deal with you, but also how to turn you into a good person for the rest of the world. And they do it their way with their own bullshit in their head. And they do definitely the best they can. Your parents love you. And some people are raised, unfortunately, with parents who are fuckheads and shouldn't have had kids or whatever. But for the most part, your parents are doing their best and they're trying to love you. They're just dealing with varying levels of their own bullshit and chaos that they have yet to possibly clean out, or maybe they never will, who knows. But he says that one of the big things that stops us from being able to receive love is that we have a discrepancy between who we think we should be and who we actually are. And so the more we're trying to project an image of ourselves out into the world that we think is going to be accepted by the world, then the more fragile we are on the inside. Carl Jung is a famous psychologist from many years ago, and he always talks about the shadow self, that integrating the shadow is the key to having a healthy psyche. And the shadow is the thing you're trying to hide. It's all of the shit. It's all of the opposite stuff than what you project out into the world. Don Miguel Ruiz is saying the same thing in this book, that the more you present something else out to the surface, the less capable of love you are. Because, first of all, you have to project love out through this filtered image of yourself to somebody else. But then also, when someone wants to love you and bring that love into you and see you for exactly who you are, you shut down because you're like, no, you're not allowed to see all this fucked up, messy demons and shit that's inside me. Please, no, don't get close. And so the true work of being able to be in a conscious and loving relationship with somebody else, whether it's a partner or just your family, is acknowledging how big is that gap between what I think I should be in the world and what I actually feel I am. And if there's a really big gap there and you constantly feel like you're hiding and lying and covering things up, you're not even actually experiencing your own life. Like, you're living your life through this marionette Like there's a fucking puppet in front of you that's living your life and you're sitting behind it, like cowering behind it, like hiding in the shadows, being like, don't actually look at me. Look at this thing I created, because it's better that you look at that than you actually see me for this like gremlin that I am. And so, you know, people are always saying like, you can never love somebody else until you love yourself. And I take issue with that because I think that whole fucking thing is annoying. I think that being close to other people is one of the best ways for you to see where you're not free. It's only fitting because it was his idea that we call Patty first. He's at work today, so he may not answer this phone call.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad.
I'm gonna put you on a podcast. Does that sound fun to you?
Yes.
Are you prepared to answer the $7 million question?
It depends what questions.
Well, the question is, what do you think love is?
Oh my God. What do I think love is?
While you're mid-silicon job, can you just answer that question real quick?
I reckon love is different to everyone. Happiness, and I guess, peace as well.
Yeah.
Confidence in, where we're at in life with each other and stuff.
Yeah, like comfortable trust.
100%, yeah. Well, trust is a big one.
Yeah.
What do you think it is?
Well, I don't know. I mean, we've kind of talked about this a bit before, but for me, it's definitely like connection.
Yeah.
Like quality time, like when we do stuff together that like, even if we're doing something dumb, like if we're washing the dishes, but we're having a laugh and we're doing it together, that is what love feels like to me. Like it's real small stuff. Like it doesn't have to be these fucking grandiose, like big things climbing to the top of mountains, none of that shit. But like, like just doing dumb stuff, good stuff, bad stuff, fun stuff, anything. But whenever we do it because like we want to be with each other and we like hanging out with each other.
Definitely. Well, there's no point being together if we don't like hanging out with each other.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Would you agree?
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, 100%. But then I think like that you can't, in a relationship, I suppose, you can't always be like happy. That's insane to ask for. And I think that's like where people get into trouble.
That's unrealistic.
Yeah. But I think like, so that where love comes in is like we know that we build up that level of trust, connection, and happiness and peace, so that when shit isn't perfect, then we can always fall back to that. Like that the foundation is that.
100%. 100%. Well, when you said to me, I'm going to ask you what love is, I thought you were joking, man. Fuck's sake.
Well, the book is called The Mastery of Love. Do you think I'm a love master? Would you say that I have mastered the art of love?
No.
What are you talking about? What do you mean?
Because there's no such thing, What me and you might find love is completely different what someone else finds love is,
Yeah. Well, his idea, like the main concept he's talking about, is that you can either act out of fear or you can act out of love. So aim for love most of the time. That basically the thing that gets in the way of anything, and I'd say it's the same with us and the same with anybody, is it's fear. It's like when either one of us shut down, that's when we have a hard time connecting and getting back to love. So the whole point is like, and I'd say that's with everyone across the board. Anytime someone acts weird or doesn't can't stay present or can't be in the moment, it's because they are afraid or they're triggered or something. You know what I mean? Like they're in emotion, anger or whatever.
Yeah, that is true, I guess.
And I think what he's trying to say is like, just catch yourself out when you're acting like a cunt.
Yeah, but some people might not are acting like a cunt.
I know. Well, that's what I'm here for.
To tell people they're cunts.
No, like in a relationship when we're with each other, like that's what your job is kind of for me.
What?
It's your job to tell me when I'm acting like a cunt and mine to tell you back, but in a way that helps us get back together. I don't think I should be telling the world how to not be cunts. I feel like I do get that in my head that I think that I have to do that though. Like I feel like a little bit of like me trying to have a podcast is like that.
Yeah. But again, I guess, yeah, it's like fucking raising kids, man. There's no right or wrong way to raise kids.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know what I think it comes back to a lot is resilience. It's like it's when like no matter what life is going to happen, it's going to be fucked. But you want to build kids that are resilient kids that like when shit falls apart, they know how to ride their way through it. Like they have the skills or at least the self-confidence or at least the support to find their way through it. Man, the reason that I grew up reading books the way I did was because I spent a lot of time alone. And it was like, oh yeah, these make me feel safe and at home.
Do you ever talk about that?
What, in general, like in the podcast, you mean?
No, to your mom, like.
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, this is the hard thing to know is I guess my perception of how I grew up, I don't feel like I'm a victim. I don't feel like I was neglected by any means. I don't think that my parents ever intentionally neglected me or were bad people or whatever. But I think that they kind of had their own shit going. They're pretty independent people and they raised us to be independent.
Are you stronger for it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Well, I like my ability to, yeah, like I can, if shit isn't working out or whatever, I just do something different because I know that I can trust myself to do whatever I need to do to make myself happy.
Yeah. Well, that's a good start, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. What do you need to do to make yourself happy usually?
Like, feel like I accomplished something, you know?
Yeah.
Get everything done that I need to. Obviously, the most important thing is wake up, health, you know, you're alive.
Yeah. That's a good start. There's something really nice when I talk to you at the end of a day and you've been like, fuck, like the customer's happy. I feel really good about the job I did. There is a sense of accomplishment that you set out to do a goal that day and you accomplished it. And I think that's a little bit, yeah, maybe what I'm missing right now.
Yeah, but look at look at the big life change you've had.
Yeah. Now that I'm feeling a little bit better about it, obviously the other night I was feeling sad and I was having a hard time seeing through it. But like now after we've talked about it stuff, it's just infinite possibilities kind of in front of me and I just have to keep trying stuff. Like my life is so fucking pleasant and lovely right now that I just can try shit. And I've got the freedom to do that. I have enough money to be able to do that. I have a lovely roof over my head. I got plenty of opportunity to do what I want.
Yeah, but it's never enough, is it? I feel like you set your expectations real high.
Yeah, I do, man. I have this, well, yeah, I just have a feeling that like I'm supposed to do more in my life. Like I just, beyond just me, like I don't feel particularly happy just making myself happy. I kind of like the idea that I have an impact on other people too.
Yeah. What do you do when it doesn't always work out that way? How do you deal with that?
Like if I feel like I'm not making the impact. Well, I mean, you've kind of seen me. Like if I have a bad gig, I just cry. Like,
yeah, I know. That's not like, obviously, you know, you let your emotions and stuff out, which is good, but it obviously affects you, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and the comedy stuff is hard. Well, kind of like what we were talking about before with that feeling of love, like the baseline of like connection and presence and joy and happiness and peace together. Then the more you have of that, like that's like filled up in the bank account. The more you have of that, then it's okay when we occasionally have fights or don't understand each other or whatever, because the bank account is full, right? And I think what's happening with comedy right now is that my comedy bank account is like on empty. So then because I'm not really enjoying the process of writing, I'm not enjoying the performing. So then every time there's like a little pain, even if I kind of have a half okay gig, it feels like the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
Because there isn't like enough joy and meaning and satisfaction in it to stay with it. Like, and that's, I guess that's kind of the overall picture. Sometimes you have to zoom out and be like, why am I still just torturing myself with this thing if it's not what I want to do?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and you're watching it kind of from the outside, so you're seeing it and you're like, man, just you are consistently unhappy.
Yeah, well, in comedy, yes. Like, yeah, I don't know why you put so much pressure on yourself if you're not enjoying it, you know? If you're not enjoying it, you're not enjoying it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, obviously when I hear you talking and stuff, like you're always talking, you know, even on your podcast, like comedy and stuff, and I think, but you don't even like it. It's like you're trying to convince yourself you like it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I am kind of right now. I think that's what I am doing is like I am trying to convince myself that I like it because there are moments of it. It's like a fucking toxic relationship. Like there's like these every once in a while beautiful little moments that feel good. So I'm like, oh, I'll just keep waiting until that comes around again, just torturing myself in the process. Well, this has been a lovely little chat, hasn't it?
Yes.
Thanks for talking to me.
No worries. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye. Imagine if you lived on a planet where everyone had a skin disease. Skin disease starts at around the age of 4. You start getting these like little wounds on your body. And as you grow older, once you get up into adolescence, by the time you're a teenager, your whole body is just covered in these wounds. So then when somebody tries to touch you or get close to you, it fucking hurts. Because you can imagine like having infected wounds all over your skin and somebody like pokes it, you'd hate them. You'd want to recoil. You'd want to get away from them. So in a society where everyone is covered with this skin disease, nobody has any kind of physical intimacy because it hurts to be physically intimate. If someone touches you, it fucking hurts, so you don't do it. So what he's saying in this book is that he's like the human society that we live in right now. We have a physical body and we have an emotional body. And we have this skin disease, but on our emotional body. So as we develop, we learn to be hurt by things. And in the previous book, we were talking about agreements. When we decide that one of those agreements is correct or salient or appropriate, we latch on to that belief and then we go, oh yeah, I am bad. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy of love. I'm not athletic, whatever. So these things, he says, become wounds on your emotional body. And so then when somebody gets close to you and wants to get to know you and wants to see you truly for who you are, they're kind of poking around on your emotional body, touching these wounds, and then you react and you recoil and you get upset, you get angry, you get shut down, whatever. And so Brene Brown talks about this idea of being able to be vulnerable is kind of the strongest thing you can be, because what that is essentially facing, like allowing those wounds to be touched and knowing that it's not their fault that they're hurting you. It's not your fault that you're being hurt. You just have a disease that you need to manage somehow. And the pain isn't somebody else's fault or your own fault. So this is basically what he's talking about in this book. And it's kind of a nice way to open it because I think it's a pretty good imagery. Like when you think about that idea that like that is exactly what it feels like. When somebody does something that they just are living their life. They're just doing their thing. They may be, sometimes people do intentionally try to hurt you. And that would be like jamming their finger in the wound on purpose. But most of the time, people are just looking for peace and happiness. And then all of a sudden, they are living their life trying to find peace and happiness. And then at some point, they kind of bump into one of your wounds. And then you react like they willfully did it on purpose to harm you. And you shut down and they shut down. And the whole thing turns into a fucking waking nightmare. And so in this book, in the Toltec tradition, the idea is that we create hell on earth. We are creating hell right now by the way that we're living. Because we live trapped inside this emotional body that's covered in wounds, whenever we run into people, we're not experiencing like beautiful love and connection and openness and vulnerability. We're just dealing with each other's demons. Our demons are fighting their demons. And that's all that's going on in this like process of hell. So what he says basically is that in order to become masters of love, we just have to practice love. And the only way you can do this is by continual practice and being aware that you have these wounds and other people have these wounds, and it's nobody's fault that they're carrying this shit. You don't have to do better or be better or not be better. You just have to understand that that's exactly what's going on. So have patience for yourself, for others, have acceptance, and let go of your need to be righteous and protect yourself. Because the other side of that, when you don't react from fear or pain or anger or frustration, the other side of that is a peace, is like a calming down. It's looking at the situation objectively for what it is, and kind of like sitting in the world of love. All right, so now we're going to call my mom. This is my mother in America. And we're going to ask her a pretty serious question real quick. It's 9:00 at night, so they might be drunk. Maybe even high. My mom might be drunk. My dad might be high. Hello. I'm recording a podcast, and I'm calling you for the podcast.
No, you're not.
I am. You're in the podcast right now.
Oh, no.
It's not live. I can edit you out if you say something dumb.
What are you talking about? What book is it?
Why are you doing this? Well, I am calling. What I'm doing, because Ian isn't here today, and I'm trying to work out what I'm going to do about this podcast. And when I was talking to Patty about some ideas about what I should do, he was like, "Why don't you call a friend?" And I said, "Well, you know what? Actually, what I'll do is I'm going to call lots of people that I love in my life and ask them what they think love is, and then we will get multiple answers to that same question, and we might have, at the end, we might all become love masters from knowing what you think love is." So I've called him first, and I've just asked him what he thought love is. And now I'd like to know what you think love is. You've been in a relationship, you've been with my dad for 50 years. So you are I feel like you're kind of an expert on what love is, but I feel like you guys still fuck it up all the time.
Well, I don't think it is being in love. It is an action that you do, that you commit to doing. So I don't say, even to you very often, "I love you." You know, I'm not the person that hangs up the telephone and goes, "I love you, love you."
Yeah,
because
trust me, I know
that
it.
would be right, but because that would be me complimenting myself on the fact that I am loving you, because that's how I define it. My job is to love you as a mother loves a child, and it's a task I've taken on by just deciding to have you. To have the child, I have committed to the fact that I will love you. And that's what it is in a relationship with another person as well. So I don't, your dad and I don't sit and say that we love each other all the time, because that would be self-congratulatory. I feel loved by my husband, then he's doing a good job. So what are you thinking?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. So I don't understand the self-congratulatory point, but I do understand the meaninglessness of saying I love you when you don't act from love. Like if you aren't doing the actions that are required of being in love with somebody, which is like showing up, being present with them, building a life together, or whatever. If you're not doing those actions, but then you get off the phone and you say I love you, it means nothing.
Yeah, to love someone is a job, is a task. It's an action that I perform as well as I can for the people I've committed to love. Your dad, you, your brother, my sister, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so...
so love is an action, and it's a commitment to an action.
It's an action. Yeah, it's an action, and it's something to attain. It's like making art. It's something I'm working at to do better and better all the time.
Yeah. So
that's why it would be, if I say, I love you, I am congratulating myself for doing a good job of loving you, when I'm not sure you feel it, or that I've done everything that I needed to do to attain this.
Yeah, okay.
Right. It's just like saying, I'm really fabulous now. I'm one of the best people I know.
But isn't that funny? Like, what an interesting way of looking at it. Like, I get what you're saying. I understand the point that you're making. But for me, I actually kind of need both. Like, I agree that the actions need to be there you need to show someone that you love them by doing the actions that are loving. But
love someone
but when someone tells you they love you, like I think I like to tell someone that I love them so that they know that that's how I feel. And I really like it when someone tells me they love me. For me, it's almost like it feels more like a gift that I'm giving to somebody else to let them know, like, And it's a vulnerability. Like I'm being vulnerable and saying something that they may or may not say back to me. And it's scary, but it's like my feelings for them are strong enough that I want them to know that I feel that way about them.
It's not, to me, it's not a transactional. It is something I've committed to doing. And to say, oh, I love that, how you're doing that, or wow, I really admire how you can stand up on stage and do comedy, or that kind of stuff. Those are how I express specifically my admiration for somebody for things that other people do. And that's what it seems like most people say is I love you. I think you're admirable. And I'd rather make it more specific and say, I think you're admirable for this, and wow, that was great that you could do that, and that was really good how you did this. That's instead of this blanket.
Is that why I feel like I have to constantly achieve things? Is that why I feel like if I don't do something, I'm not enough? Because the way you show me that you love me is by telling me how good I am at stuff?
Well, then you're admirable, yeah.
Oh, no. We might have just come to the very core of my unrelenting standards just now.
It could be, but you're also, you're loved unconditionally because I'm your mother. But you don't get that is, it's intrinsic that of course, obviously you're loved. I mean,
yeah.
We're just finishing dinner at somebody else's house, and I'm getting tired, and I'm about ready to go home, and yet I'm talking to you for your stupid podcast.
Stupid. I don't love you because I don't love your podcast. I know you like my podcast, so that is not fair to call it stupid.
You know what? Actually, it's not a stupid podcast.
No, but I understand the shock of the system for me calling you and being like, by the way, you're on a podcast now.
I know. It's like 10 o'clock at night here, isn't it?
Yeah, probably
You're
is.
8,000 miles away.
I know. Well, I'm going to see you very soon. And I appreciate you taking the time. I think you had a lot of lovely insights in there. And then I just think I got to the core of my problems, why I never feel like I'm good enough. So that's great. We've solved 2 problems today. Look, I know that you love me. I do know that. And I know that you and Dad have always just done your best. And we're always going to fuck each other up because we're just trying to do our best and we don't know. And it's never your fault. Like the way I live my life and my behavior is 100% my own responsibility at this point. But, like I was just talking to Patty right then because I'm having this little crisis of what am I going to do about comedy and stuff. And he's like, I don't understand why you just constantly keep pushing and doing things that don't make you happy when it's clear that you are just not happy. And then it was just very funny to talk to you immediately afterward and be like, oh yeah, I see why. It makes perfect sense.
I think it's great that you're striving for these things. I think that's a terrific thing you're doing. Yeah. And why not? I mean, happiness is overrated.
Yeah, it is. It didn't feel like that over this weekend. But, I do like, and I was saying this to him too just then, that I think the podcast is one of the things that makes me feel the most me and the most excited. It's not always easy. It doesn't always make me happy necessarily, but it always makes me feel fulfilled. So like that is, of course, what I should be doing is things like this that challenge me but make me feel fulfilled. So why not?
Yeah, so why not? And it's worth doing.
It is
worth doing.
It is.
And you're doing a good job of it.
Thank you.
It's way more interesting than, many things.
Good.
I would tell you if it was really stupid.
Trust me, I know. You definitely would. All right. Well, guess what?
Call me again if you want more advice about anything.
Yeah, thank you. I love you.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thanks. Bye.
I hope I'm loving you too. Bye.
Bye. Well, there you can see. Now, isn't that fun? We can see where all my trauma and misery has come from. I love my mom. She's super funny. She's she's a great lady. And I think they've raised me to be whatever this fucking thing is. And none of this is their fault, but Isn't that funny? Like, it's just fascinating to see the different ideas of what different people have. And man, my mom and dad have been together 50 years. And I guess this is the point, is that when you're in a relationship, the relationship is two things becoming one. With every single person that exists in the world, every time you interact with them, you built a relationship with them. And the way that you relate to them determines the nature of that relationship. So, and we get into a lot of trouble when we have previous relationships, romantic relationships with a partner, and then you end up in a new partnership with somebody new, and you treat them the same way that you treated your ex. Because every single relationship is brand new. And this is why new relationships are always kind of a challenge. If I view love as this thing and Patty views love as this thing, we are never going to see the love that each other are giving to each other, because we're too set in our own ways. We've got this idea about what love is supposed to be over here. He's got the idea of what it's supposed to be over there. And luckily, I think between the two of us, we both know that what love actually is working together to figure out how we can love each other better. And that was what my mom said too. In a 50-year relationship, that's how you know how to love somebody properly, is to continually show up. All right, so we're going to call Blair now. Blair was the trainer that trained me for all of my fights. When you kind of go to battle with other people, you develop a closeness to people on your team because you all kind of understand the struggle and the suffering that goes into training for fight camps and how hard a work it is. And so I went through several fights. Like, obviously Blair trained me from start to finish for every single fight camp, has now started a beautiful family with his wife and their little girl Frankie. And I'm so far away from my family and my home, and so it's just so fucking nice to have this relationship with these people that I care so much about. And I've built, because of them, I've been able to create a lovely life of love and happiness here. So that's the background of the relationship I have with Blair. So let's give him a call and see if what he has to say about love. Hello. Are you excited?
Oh, I'm so pumped.
And here you are, and now you're ready to answer all of life's meaningful questions on the podcast, live in front of
podcast. Yeah, in front of millions of people.
I'm in front of 12 listeners.
And 3 subscribers.
Yeah, things are going well. Things are going very well. The book that we're talking about is called The Mastery of Love. And I gave it to your wife, actually, for her birthday last year.
Yeah, I'm sure she's read it.
So she's read it, and possibly she's become a love master, and yours suck.
Yeah, well, possibly, or she hasn't read it at all, which is possibly more where I'm leaning to, because it's Zoe, and I know her, and her guess is going to be as good as mine. Yeah,
she's probably read she read 3 pages and then got distracted by 75 things, and then came back and read 2 pages and then got distracted again. Well, the idea is, the general premise of the book is that we start out as God, this infinite, our soul, whatever this empty blank slate is. And then throughout the course of our lives, we develop emotional wounds. And the emotional wounds cover up our ability for kind of infinite capacity for unconditional love. The wounds cover us up, and then we are fucked. And then so if Zoe reaches out to show you love, but it touches one of your emotional wounds, you react and you get angry or you shut down or whatever. And this is where we have conflict in relationships, and not just romantic relationships, anything. The times when we used to fight together, and I would come in and I'd have a cry about something, and you'd go, ooh, walk to the other side of the gym.
Yes, I do remember that. Yeah.
That's an example of an emotional wounding, right? Whatever I'm going through, you're just no, I can't, I don't. You just, there, give me a pat on the back and hope for the best.
Yeah, I see, yeah.
So my question is now, what I'm asking the people that I care about in my life, what do you think love is to you?
So are we talking, before I answer this, are we talking about romantic love like me and Zoe, or are we talking about just love in general?
Well, maybe let's start with romantic love, because that'll be the hardest one for you. The most awkward one for you to talk about.
Yeah.
And then see if it's any different to the other love.
Yeah. Well, probably not really. Now that I think about it, but I don't know. You know, I'm really good with talking about feelings. So, look, there's definitely a few things that pop into mind. One would be understanding.
Yeah.
I feel is pretty important in a loving relationship, and accepting that your partner is different to you.
Yeah.
And they're the same as you, because that would be weird, you know.
Yeah.
So understanding and accepting would be a couple of really good ones. And then presence, obviously, is very important in a loving relationship.
Yeah.
If there's only one person there, then it's not really love, because it's just banging your head against a brick wall, you know.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, yeah, understanding, presence, and forgiveness and loyalty would be the other big ones.
Yeah.
Understanding and forgiveness possibly tie together as well. True love, I guess. I mean, I've only been married 6 years, so I'm not really a veteran on the subject, but it's never perfect. You know, you got to be able to forgive. You got to be able to understand, to be able to work through and grow as a couple.
Yeah, man. Well, I asked my mom, because I called her, they've been together 50 years. And it's definitely not an absence of fights or whatever, like, because they still get in arguments all the time. But it is, it's like that forgiving each other, because the aim is to come back. Like the repair afterward is the thing that's most important.
Yeah, that's right. And then from that forgiveness, you can understand that, or why they are the way they are in certain things, or something like that, you know, or how they react to certain things, you know.
Yeah. Well, and I was just kind of talking about this concept of the emotional wounding or whatever. It is like, if you know that they're already wounded in that area, then at least, like, when they have the reaction, even if you've already dealt with it before, you're like, oh yeah, this is a thing for them. I know why this is
happening. And then your reaction can be better, which can in return help the whole situation, you know?
Yeah. And do you feel like those are kind of similar qualities in, like, overall love generally?
I think, like, particularly, like, if you're looking outside of romantic love, I feel like loyalty would be a really big one for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, you know, some people can be cunts. To put it bluntly. So it's really nice to have a group of people that you can truly rely on, you know. And I feel like that's like loving friendships, or, you know, loving family and things like that you can really lean on if you need to when things are tough or whatnot, you know.
Yeah. Being together for each other. Yeah, fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
I think it is. I definitely have a different relationship with Patty than I do with you or with Frankie. But overall, the general feeling is, whatever you need, I want to see if I can help you. Whenever I'm around you, I want to be present. I want to be happy with all of you.
The premise is the same, right? Like, the overall premise is you want whoever you're with to be happy, and to be able to be you to be there for them if they need it for whatever reason, whether good or bad.
Yeah. And I think sometimes we fuck it up, like with friendships, we are easier, like we can be ourselves. Like you and me have known each other forever, and you've seen me at my worst and at my best. And so it's like, I'd say one of the key distincting features of our friendship is that I can just be exactly whatever the fuck I am. Like whatever I am. And you, same to me. Like whatever you are, you just be that thing. And neither of us is ever going to get mad at each other for that, because we just are like, no, we get it. We like each other.
It's funny though, because like, I totally agree. And on the same, or Zoe's the same with me. Like how I know Zoe, nobody knows Zoe how I know Zoe.
Yes.
And I'm like, you're fucking cool and funny as, like, go be you know?
Yes, I know. And it's like, and that isn't that like the ultimate gift, like that someone could be that comfortable, that they could be that, like that is the level of love that is enduring, lasting, like romantic love. Because I think that's where we fuck up in romantic relationships, is that I could be myself with you, but then I have to pretend to be somebody else,
be someone different,
to be accepted, to be loved. And it's like, that's fucking dumb. And so when That's stupid. And so I think, yeah, like that thing that you just said there about Zoe, like, isn't that the most perfect? Like, you literally have everything, because you have the friendship that builds up to then wanting to build a life with another person, forgiveness and acceptance. And then now you've also made a human that is like one of the coolest
right.
cunts alive.
Yeah.
Can I call your kid a cunt?
Cool. Yeah, she can be from time to time.
Yeah, man. Oh, well, that's awesome. I think that's a very succinct and lovely answer. I think it
excellent.
covers it all.
Nice. Well, I tried my best. So, go me.
Go you. Yeah. Well, now I'll call your wife and see if she agrees.
Yeah, put her on the spot, make her real awkward. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I will do. We kind of touched on this in the Four Agreements podcast when I was talking to Ian about the alarm system, but this is kind of a nice image that he puts on in this book, that when we experience pain, any kind of pain is actually an alarm for the human animal. So if we are experiencing physical pain, that is an alarm for our physical body that there is something wrong, like, oh, you've broken your arm or whatever. But when you experience emotional pain, what he's saying is that is an alarm that you're touched an emotional wound, that something has touched an emotional wound. So instead of getting angry or shoving it away or pushing it away or projecting that pain back out into the person who touched the wound, just pause for a second and acknowledge that, like, oh, that's a wound that I'm carrying. Because if it wasn't a wound, it wouldn't hurt. Like that, it's very simple. People can do really disrespectful things to me. Like, lots of people do really cunty, stupid things. And people cut me off in traffic. I went to a boxing class the other day, and I was standing next to the bag, and I had my gloves on, and I was just kind of standing there waiting for the class to start. And then these two women came up into the class, set their bags down next to mine, and then chose that bag. And it was like I wasn't even a human that existed. And then I kind of like was standing there, and I was like, oh, I guess they're using this bag. So then I just walked to another bag, did not even think twice about it. I was like, oh, okay. Walked over to another bag. And then the girl saw me, and then she had a panic, and she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I should not, oh God. And then, like, for the rest of the class, she kept apologizing to me. But it just didn't faze me. But then if Patty doesn't answer the phone and I don't know where he is and I can't find him, I'll fucking have a full-blown meltdown. I mean, the other day he fell asleep on the couch for some infinite amount of hours and his phone was on silent, and I thought he was dead. I called 3 hospitals. Like, this is my emotional wounding that exists, that I am afraid that people I love are going to fucking abandon me or die, get lost in a blizzard. These are things that I've carried from my childhood. And as I've gotten older, I have trying to work through them. And I know that this is a thing about me. And as soon as I get into a new relationship, I talk to Patty about it and explained it. And he knows that this is a thing. He also knows it's not his responsibility, so we deal with it. So when I react like a crazy person, wondering where he is and if he's alive, because he doesn't have that emotional wounding, thank God, he goes, it's okay, I'm here, everything's fine. He just lets me feel safe. Anytime this happens, like, I slowly get better at dealing with it and not have a full meltdown, because I can trust over time that I'm safe and he's safe and it's okay, and we draw the poison out. The problem with reading a book like this and then being like, oh, good, I'm going to overhaul my life, is that, like, it's not necessarily just about choosing a different way. It's not necessarily about choosing to just turn these wounds on or off. It's about understanding that the wounds exist, understanding that they are not your fault or the fault of anybody else's. And when one of your wounds get touched, it's not necessarily because somebody else is being mean to you. It's probably because there's something in you that hasn't been healed. It doesn't mean that it's wrong or it's bad that it's there. It just means that that's something that you hopefully have enough confidence to be able to talk about with the people in your life, to let them in on your world so that you guys can grow and build together and create that opening and that connection. Like, the most connected I've ever felt to people in relationships is usually when one or the other of us is dealing with something hard and it's scary and it's embarrassing, but we finally have the vulnerability to be able to talk to each other about it. And then you realize that like sharing bad feelings and talking them through really helps you get clarity and presence and allows you to move on to something bigger than that. And then it allows you to let go of the shame of holding these feelings. So like being able to create an environment where you can trust another person enough to let each other in, that's really building, that's adding to that relationship cup. Like that's how you build a really nice relationship. What do you think love is like generally? It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic love, but like how do you feel love?
I think it's just loving someone with everything, even when it's not easy. Like through the hard seasons too. And for me, it's a lot of safety and a sense of home. I think you just feel with certain people, however that relationship is, and like where you can just exhale and just be yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like when you find your people, it's like, this is like the meaning of love. Like I just feel safe.
Yes.
There's no filter. It's gone. And I think having Frankie, my little girl, I think that's when I've learned like the truest depths of love, because it's just unbreakable.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's just nothing quite like it, because I feel like even when she's sassy and 4 going on 14, like I just love her with everything I have. I'm like, it's just unbreakable, and it's like she gives it back to me as well. So it's like, well, this is what it's all about. I think.
Do you feel like that's what it is to be alive? Like that's the point, is to feel that?
I think so. I think the older I get, the more I feel that.
Yeah.
And I think it's just about, I mean, it's not just romantic relationships. I think love just stretches so far, doesn't it? It's like your chosen people.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Well, and like home, that's that feeling of home. Like I've talked to you guys about this a bunch, like because my family's so far away that I've become a part of your family. And those like days after just us, like taking Frankie to swimming the other day and just spending a few hours together doing absolutely fuck all. Like I could just come home, feel like I've had a nutritious meal. You know, I just feel so safe and that the world is full of peace and love and it's the way it's supposed to be. And that, like that's like belonging kind of, I guess. And that's like that safety feeling of like, no matter what goes on, I can, and I was saying this to Blair just before on the phone, that like it in friendships, especially like good long friendships like what we've had, he's seen me at my best and worst. He's been a part of my life where shit's been fucking chaos. And also when I've been doing great, and I can just be whatever the fuck I am with you guys. Like when I'm with you, it's just like whatever I am is what I am. And I know you guys love me and accept me for whatever that is. And he said, interesting back, he was like, yeah, and I think I'm the only one that's ever seen Zoe that way.
Yes. And I feel like as you get older, isn't it? It's so messy. Like you realize how messy life can be.
Yeah. And
then the people who just see you at your absolute worst, you're like, oh, and they love me the next day.
Yeah.
It's pretty beautiful.
Yeah.
Really.
What did you think about the magical kitchen story? Do you remember that?
Oh, I'd have to probably go back and highlight that.
I'll kind of explain it, because I think this was one of the best elements of that book. It was basically where he said, imagine that you lived in a house that had a magical kitchen that was just replenishing with food all the time. The best, you just imagine in your head whatever food you want at any second of any day, and you just have it. It's just full of it. So you could invite 100,000 people over and feed them all, and the kitchen would still replenish. Like it's just an infinite well of the best food in the world. And then somebody comes to your door, knocks on the door, and they are carrying a pizza, and they go, you can have this pizza, but you have to do what I say.
Yes, I do remember this story.
Yeah, right? And then you go, wait, but I could have that pizza and 10 times that pizza. I could have a better pizza than that pizza anytime I want. Why would I take your pizza if it's got a condition? You are like, well, no, fuck that. Obviously, I've got a full kitchen. I don't need your pizza. See you later. And then he goes, well, what happens if you're starving and you don't have a magical kitchen and you don't know when the next meal is coming? you don't have any food, that same person comes to the door and says, you can have this pizza right now, but you got to do what I say, and I'll come back tomorrow with another pizza. At that point, you would go, oh yeah, I guess I need the pizza. Like, I'm starving. So when we come from a perspective of that love is not infinite and all around us and available to us all the time because it's inside us, because like we can create these moments. Like I kind of realized this, like when I got hurt last year and I was feeling, I guess, scared about never being able to make a baby, you know, like when I was going through all that shit, like this feeling of like, fuck, if I don't, I may have to accept that because I don't have a relationship with someone, I don't want to just have a relationship to make a baby. I might have to accept that I'll never be able to make a baby. And the amount of like lack and sadness and loneliness I felt in that was because like you're in this feeling of like, oh, there is no love. Like it's like you shutting that valve off. And so then when I was feeling that way, I was like, well, this is no way to live. I can't live this way. So I would come and see you guys, spend time with Frankie. And the more time I spend with Frankie, the more I was like, oh, there is infinite love. The love's inside me. The more I give to this kid, the more I love being around her. The more she loves being around me, the more I want to give. The more the world feels safe and comfortable and happy. That like... that there is no such thing as like, oh, just because I can't do it one way, then all of a sudden there's no love. That's craziness. Like it's in me.
It's in you. And that was a big part of the mastery of love too, wasn't it? Like actually finding it in ourselves.
Yeah.
And I think that's been a big part of getting older too, like having to tap into that more too. I think less cynical and
right.
And kind of to myself. I'm like, okay, well, you know, I learn to love myself as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, imagine like, so the way that, and like what Blair said when I was just talking to him, that was that he was like, I'm the only one that sees Zoe the way I see her. And like, he's like, imagine if everyone else could see her the way I see her. Like if only she could see that the way I see her. And it's like, it's such a fucking trick, isn't it? That like we in our heads are like, oh, we're bad, or I've got all these things I need to do. I need to be better. Like I've been talking to Patty about feeling a bit lost about my purpose in life. And he's like, Lorna, your purpose is to be you.
Yeah. And you know, isn't that funny? Because I think I've said that to you where I'm like, I used to think like you're way too cool for me. And then you're like, I like you. I'm like, oh wow.
Oh, everything's okay. Well, it's so silly, isn't it? Because like the more I think, if anything, the more I've gotten to know you, like I'm starting to see what Blair's talking about. Like all of that, like the more you just let me see you, the more it's like, how much better is it? Because if you are afraid that I'm not going to like you because I'm too cool or whatever, then you'll just shut down, or you'll feel like you have to act a certain way. And like, we haven't done that for years now, because for years now, we've just been mates, and it's been so much, it's like just easy.
It is so easy. And I feel like as I've gotten older, I've really understood like having cool people.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, oh, this is actually so fundamental.
Oh, yeah. And when you start to lose it, it feels that the world can feel so isolating.
Yeah.
And really all any of us ever want is just to be seen for what we are.
Yeah. And I feel like we've had a lot of like really deep conversations like in the last year or so too. This is actually really nice to just feel like I can just take off this mask.
Yeah. And actually
such
like
a long time I just felt like I had to be this certain way.
Dude, right?
Taught me a lot of that too, where you're just like, no, just like feel the yucky feelings too. I'm like, oh.
And it's nice because the more that each of us have felt what we've felt and been through what we've been through, like we can't stop suffering from happening. We're going to suffer. We're going to experience bad shit. But like the more that we've gone through it and then we've been able to talk to each other about it means that we can then help Frankie with this shit later.
Well, that's how I see it too. I feel like she's such a good mirror for me.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I bet.
You know, like I think, well, we're all fumbling, and I don't want her to think that like we're not going to fumble in life. It's still part of the human journey, isn't it? And yeah, I mean, she's just got so much forgiveness and love for everything. You know, she's
just pure, right? It's just so pure, and like, and she has her moments where she just acts like a little goose, and then you're like, "What are you doing?" And then she's like, "Oh yeah." And then she's just back. It's just like, it is so amazing to just be like, fuck, wouldn't it be nice to just let go of all of our bullshit and just be able to relate to people like that again?
Just pure love under it all.
Yeah. Oh, lovely. Well, thank you for taking the time to talk to me about it all.
Oh, Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. You are allowed to have an emotional wound, definitely, and we all are going to all the time. They're not going to just disappear. But knowing that that's what it is then allows you to take a bit of like the blame away from them, and also the fact, like, you can, each of you can see, oh, okay, I can see how we're both contributing to this thing. Let's come together to solve the problem of the container, the relationship, rather than me and my ego needs to be right. Me and my ego, I'm wounded. Like, what we tend to do is just turn someone into a villain and a victim. Like, oh, well, you're the bad guy because you did this to me, and I'm the victim, poor me, because I've been left alone. And you can keep telling yourself that story, but it's not real. And the more you do it, like every time you keep, like a lot of people have had like severe trauma. I mean, he talks in this book about like physical violence, like people that have suffered sexual abuse and in their childhood, and how much that's going to leave a horrific, long-lasting effect on your emotional safety and your physical vulnerability. Like, that is going to be that's a fucked up thing that happened. There's no question that that is a fucked up thing that happened. But then, unfortunately, every time that wound is continued to be reopened and added more poison to it and more attaching to it, the stronger the poison becomes, and you continue to live with that pain from a wound that happened 10 or 15 years ago. And so, like, I guess this is what we are always trying to do in therapy, is like try to clear those things out and let it go so that it doesn't keep reopening. And fucking obviously way easier said than done. Some of us don't even realize that we have those things because, you know, and especially in those times when really bad shit happens, your brain just shuts down and you just lock it away into a chamber that you don't want to face or deal with, because why would you? And so, yeah, like, I guess me even talking about this book, and like, I hear myself all the time on the podcast, especially the last few episodes with Ian, like, hear myself being like, well, this is what you have to do. And honestly, that's probably me reacting too, out of fear of like, how does a person exist in a world with so full of pain and confusion and disorientation? And that's my own trouble with vulnerability. When I'm afraid of being vulnerable and not good enough, or scared of what's going on in the world, or scared of the changes in my life, or scared of being in a vulnerable relationship with somebody who really wants to love me, like, these things trigger shit in me that make me feel like I need to control the world. Like, I need to make the world a better place, because how can anyone exist in a world where people are mean to each other? It's really stressful to me to think that, like, that there isn't just peace and love all the time, because I don't feel peace and love inside me. So, yeah, fascinating shit. And I think, like, there's no single answer, obviously, as any of this stuff. Like, it's all custom tailored and custom made to you. And I think the only thing that does seem relatively universal is the fact that as we experience our lives, we all collect beliefs about ourselves for one reason or another that may become self-limiting or may become protection mechanisms that we don't necessarily need to hold on to for the rest of our lives. All right, so now we're going to call another longtime friend. This is Shane Hunter. He's a comedian, and he has got no idea that I'm calling him about this. We're working on a documentary project right now, so that's normally what we talk about. But let's just see what he's got to say.
Well, right now?
Yeah, so I'm going to do it right this second.
Oh, okay.
Hello, Shane.
Hello there, Lorna.
So what do you think love is?
I think it has a dual nature. One part of it is that it is to love someone is to almost commit to, no matter what happens, having unconditional positive regard for them and trying to do it in a wise way. But like the Greeks, they have like 5 different words for love. So there's like platonic love, there's like romantic love, and there's all these kind of different things. Like the way Jesus loves people is different from the way that like I love the women I jerk off over on porn, right? And then the other side of it is I believe it's a trick of evolution to get us to continue to replicate the virus that is life and suffering, and only an evil god or magician or AI that created this nightmare would create something so deceptively tricky as to hook us in with this sort of alleged, oh, it's so beautiful. Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, to create a human life and to love someone might, on the surface be worse than homicide, because you're creating someone who's going to have to suffer. And so I think that maybe love is more hateful than hate.
Wow.
So I think both those things are true simultaneously. So good luck with that, guys.
Yeah. I mean, that is a pretty succinct answer, isn't it? What's the point, I guess? It all drills down to this is a chaotic waking nightmare, and why should anyone bother?
I think it's both.
Like, can you think of a moment where you were like, oh, I feel love right now? Can you think of the last time that happened to you?
Like a lot of time when you hear it, it sounds like a pleasantry. You know, it's like good morning. It's like you don't take it in. It doesn't feel real. Like when a family member tells you they love you or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And the last time I felt it's real is psychic trickster told me that my friend was accurately in a psych ward.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how they knew that. There was nothing on social media about it. And then when they said that, I thought maybe the other stuff they said about my life having purpose and my dead relatives loving me is real. And I just think it's so, and that was the only time I've felt it in years. And I just think it's so sad that I had to pay a woman $120 who lives in Tasmania to tell me over the phone. It's the only way I can feel love.
Yeah, it is a shame. Yeah, well, maybe that's why it feels like life is such a waking nightmare for you, because it was a $180 conversation.
Are you saying that I wasn't objective and that it's I'm broken? That doesn't sound very loving, Lorna.
No, I think my job is to accept you as you are in all of this.
The horrible virus, where you have the very difficult job of both relating to me in an honest way, knowing that I am incredibly unreceptive to the truth and you have to walk around eggshells.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you have to love me from a distance.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. That's what friendship is for.
And that's what it is to love wisely, is to balance those scales. It's very difficult.
Yeah, it's just to trying to figure out how to not fucking get you to have a horrific reaction, which makes you unpleasant to be around so that I have to leave. It's the whole time is just about me trying to make sure that you're fun enough for me to hang out with. As soon as I do something that makes you unpleasant, I'm like, well, I guess it's time to go.
Well, I guess we have to love him from afar. I'm an arm's length kind of love.
Yeah, I mean, probably a lot of us are, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Yeah, well, thanks for lying there.
Yeah, well, see, this is another part of how
included.
This is
another manipulation.
Another manipulation. See, this is me creating safety. So I'm calming us down and creating safety so that you're more pleasant to be around.
Hey, I think I got to go, Lorna, but if I loved you more, I'd stick around. I got to
just like my family, I get it. I'll talk to you another time.
Something's more important than you. Good luck with it, and I hope everyone feels as loved as a Tasmanian woman can make me feel on the phone.
Yes, definitely. Good. All right, bye. He's saying that, like, if we have these wounds and we keep living from those wounds and keep telling ourselves the same stories that are making us have these wounds, then we are going to create poison inside the body. And the more poison we have inside the body, because we're not releasing our emotions in a healthy and natural way, we react. And so you fire up at somebody, you get mad at somebody, you snap at your kids, you are mean to your wife. It's like these things all kind of like surge out of you because you're holding on to all this emotional poison because you're afraid of all the wounds. The wounds hurt and you don't want to fucking deal with it. So you shove it down and then it turns into poison. And he said, like, one of the interesting byproducts of that is that we tend to seek power and wealth so that it's easier to release poison, because you can only release poison to people who are weaker than you. You cannot release poison to someone who won't accept it. So like if you are having a violent outburst and you do it to a guy who's a professional fighter, they're going to just punch you in the face. Like someone who's stronger and has good composure of their emotions and you freak out, they're just going to punch you in the head. Like, you're going to lose. And so generally we hold it in until we can release it to somebody who's weaker than us. So that's the only person who's going to take this poison. So, you take it out on your kids or your wife or whatever, which is fucked, obviously. And in relationships, like, if somebody else is releasing their emotional poison onto you consistently and you don't want it, you're just going to walk away. Like, you're just going to say, no, I don't want to be around you. This isn't for me. And it's easier said than done, obviously, and with kids and all of the other stuff that get involved in relationships. But really, at the end of the day, that is what's going to happen. If your partner is the same strength as you, or they find their strength and realize that you've been releasing emotional poison onto them, they're just going to leave. And so it's like really important that we become aware ourselves of our emotional poison and who we're targeting with our poison. And so you'll notice that people who have done more, internal self-work and are more kind of grounded or safe in expressing their emotions, that they don't freak out when their kids are having a meltdown, or they're a lot calmer, a lot more paced, a lot more measured, because there isn't a lot of poison they're trying to release to other people. Easier said than done, like always. But he said but that's like a really fascinating thing that we have. If we had more power and we were in a position of power, good, then we can start to release the poison at people smaller than us. So that's maybe where ambition even comes from, is this idea that, like, good, the more I can accumulate and the stronger, more powerful I can be, then the more opportunity I have to, like, release this poison. When really the smarter and, like, less hectic thing to do is just work on yourself and stop being such a cunt, stop releasing your own poison. So, yeah. That's the theory in the book. Fucking so much easier said than done, obviously. And I think when you're doing a lot of internal work like this, forgiveness for yourself, talking to other people about it, being in a good community of other people that are thinking about this stuff is super important, because it's not you. It's not your fault. You're not a bad person. We're just kind of all fucking emotionally damaged. And we would love to be different, because it would be nicer to live in a world that isn't pain. But unfortunately, life is sometimes pain. But what the beauty of pain is that it just shows you where you're not well. That's all it is. When you experience pain, it just shows you that there's something that needs looked at. Maybe just needs a cuddle, just needs a little bit of love, needs a little bit of acknowledgement. Like, oh yeah, I do definitely feel like I'm not good enough. That's okay. I'll try again tomorrow. Well, that's the end of that. Fun and interesting experiment to talk to these people and get all of the different opinions about love. Hopefully you guys have learned something. If you want to read the book, it's called The Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz. And next week we'll be back with something else. Lord knows what it's going to be. I don't even know yet. But it'll be a new book, a new chapter, whatever. Thank you, as always, for listening. We'll speak to you next week.